Applying for a job, it can feel like a full-time job all on its own, right? It's just overwhelming. But what if I told you we could change that? What if you had a clear, step-by-step guide to turn all that stress into success? Well, that's exactly what we're going to build today, your ultimate job application toolkit.
So, are you nervous about landing that first big job? Maybe it's the interviews, the placements, or just getting your career started? Look, if you're feeling anxious, you are so not alone. It's a huge deal. But here's the thing, that nervousness, it's not a weakness. It's just energy, and we can channel it. With the right prep, we're going to turn that anxiety into some serious confidence.
And that's our mission today, right? We're going to build the success toolkit together, piece by piece. We'll cover everything from your resume all the way to your body language, so that you can walk into any application process feeling totally prepared and, yeah, powerful.
All right, first things first, every great application, just like a great house, needs a solid foundation. And that foundation is all about knowledge. I mean, you can't really impress an interviewer if you haven't done your homework, right? So it all starts here, with absorbing the right info.
Okay, so this first tool in our kit might sound surprisingly simple, but trust me, it's incredibly effective. Think about watching TED Talks, but don't just watch them. See it as training for your interview. You're not just kicking back and listening, you're actively sharpening your listening skills, you're grabbing new ideas, and you're seeing exactly how experts communicate. It's like a workout for your brain that builds up both your fluency and your confidence.
And here's a rule that is absolutely non-negotiable. You have to research the company. Seriously, before you even think about stepping into an interview, you need to know their story. What's their mission? What do they actually make or do? Knowing this stuff shows you're genuinely interested. It proves you're not just looking for any old job, you're looking for this job.
Okay, so you've done your research. Now it's time to make that crucial first impression, on paper. See, long before you ever shake anyone's hand, your resume and your other documents are doing the talking for you. So let's make sure they're saying all the right things.
A huge part of this is your statement of purpose. You'll hear it called an SOP. Just think of it as your career story, but in writing. This is your chance to connect all the dots, between your education, your skills, your goals, and, this is the most important part, why you are the absolute perfect fit for this specific role.
And then, of course, there's the resume. I like to call it your career's highlight reel. It has to clearly lay out the essentials, your education, your skills, and, what really matters, your achievements. The trick here is to use sharp, easy-to-read bullet points so a recruiter can see how awesome you are in just a few seconds.
This really sums it up. 2 golden rules. Rule number 1, keep it short. 1 page is pretty much the gold standard. And rule number 2, it has to be flawless. I'm talking 0 spelling mistakes. A single typo can be the one thing that sends your resume to the no pile. That attention to detail, it's everything.
All right, your paperwork did the trick. You've landed the interview. Now it's time to actually talk to a human. And this is where we take all that nervous energy we talked about before and turn it into pure, focused confidence.
So how do we do that? Simple. We practice. Mock interviews are your secret weapon. For real. They let you rehearse your answers, get comfortable with the whole situation, and work out all those jitters before the real thing. Remember this, preparation is the ultimate antidote to fear. Okay. You are almost guaranteed to hear this question. So, tell me about yourself. Don't panic. Here's a super simple 4-step way to nail it every single time. 1. A quick intro. 2. Touch on your education. 3. Highlight your most relevant skills. And 4. Wrap it all up with your career goal. Boom. Clear, concise, and totally professional. A lot of times, the whole process kicks off with a phone interview, and whatever you do, don't underestimate it. Find a quiet spot, speak clearly, and really, really listen. Oh, and here's a pro tip for you. Smile while you're talking. I know it sounds weird, but the interviewer can't see you, but they can absolutely hear that positive energy in your voice. It worked. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. We've talked about what you say, but what about what you're communicating without even opening your mouth? Yep, I'm talking about body language and tone. They send incredibly powerful messages, so let's make sure they're the right ones. Just try to put yourself in the interviewer's shoes for a second. What do they see? Good eye contact tells them you're engaged. Sitting up straight, that screams confidence. A friendly expression makes you seem approachable, and using your hands naturally shows you're comfortable and passionate. These are your silent communicators, and they're just as important as your words. Now, this is a simple one, but it is so critical. Your tone.
An interview is a formal situation, right? So swapping out casual stuff like wanna for I would like to is a tiny change that makes a huge difference. It just signals respect and that you're taking this seriously.
All right, we're in the home stretch now. This is the final layer, the polish. We're talking about those little grammatical details and the specific vocabulary that really show you have a true command of your language and your field. Let's talk about these little words called modal verbs. Using them correctly shows real nuance and precision. For instance, saying I can lead a team shows you have the ability, but saying I should learn that software shows self-awareness. Mastering these little guys makes your communication way more effective.
And in that same vein, the way you talk about what-if scenarios really matters. Using these conditional clauses correctly lets you talk about future possibilities or reflect on past projects with a lot more precision. It's a slightly more advanced part of language, but nailing it shows an interviewer that you're a really clear and thoughtful communicator.
And finally, please don't be afraid to use the language of your profession. If you're a programmer, talk about software and databases. If you're in marketing, talk about KPIs and funnels. Using your industry's vocabulary correctly and with confidence is the fastest way to prove you really know your stuff.
And there you have it. Your complete job application toolkit is built. We've seen how it all connects, right? From your initial research to your resume, from your interview answers all the way to your body language. It really all comes down to 3 key things: thorough preparation, confident communication, and the practice that brings it all together.
So, as you go out there, I want you to remember this one crucial thing. Your skills? They would get you in the door. They make you qualified. But it's your ability to communicate those skills that will ultimately unlock real success. Now go out there and build your future.